I am not Italian, but I always wished I was because I love Italian food. This is my favorite way to make bruschetta. Follow me in my kitchen. It is so good. Tell people subscribe and then do a dab. All right, everybody, we're gonna make my favorite bruschetta, and I'm gonna show you a couple of tips and tricks on how I make it amazing. First thing I wanna do is start getting my bread ready, my crostini. So yes, you can get an Italian loaf or a French baguette and make regular crostini, but I like to get the bakery loaves, can you see this, Stephen, that have the garlic in them already for an extra, pop of flavor, because we're gonna have raw garlic in the bruschetta. We might as well add some roasted garlic as well to this. So, all I'm gonna do, you know how much I love my knives. I got a good serrated knife here, a Shun serrated knife. And the bread knife, ultra important in your life. And this is the reason why. These serrated knives are perfect for anything that's hard on the outside and soft on the inside, such as bread and tomatoes, which are two things we're working on today. So I'm gonna do some nice big slices here. Now, if you're making this for an appetizer, you can obviously slice this in half and keep them small. I'm literally making this for dinner. So you can see the big garlic cloves in there. Oh, look at that, honey. Yes, all these garlic cloves that are sitting in the middle of this bread put me in a good mood. And just like I said, it adds an extra little flavor. That's what we're looking for. Let's pump up the flavor. I've had a lot of bruschettas in my life that are a little on the bland side. Just chopped tomatoes on top of bread, maybe with a little olive oil. Not my jam. So I like to impart flavor, anywhere I can. So I've got these lovely thin, I went thin, probably a little more than a 1/4 inch, because we don't want a big chunk of crusty bread. I call it Captain Crunch mouth when you bite into it and it like injures you. Captain Crunch mouth, you know how we all did that as kids? You ate the Captain Crunch, it hurts, the roof of your mouth. Not looking for that. We want nice thin slices. We'll see if I can fit them all on here. Now, I will tell you, this bruschetta mixture, I'll pause on these, I'll come back if I want them. This bruschetta mixture is amazing on pizza, like pizza dough as well. So if you weren't in the mood to make crostini, you can just put this on a flatbread and call it a day. Now, you can drizzle these with a little olive oil. For me, I'm not a huge drizzler. I find it's very uneven, so I do a good brush of some extra virgin olive oil on top. We're adding a little flavor, we're adding a little fat. And that's what we're looking for right now. We want some fat in here. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how I like to take a perfectly healthy food and make it really bad for you. So, olive oil is good for you, good for the heart. So just give this a nice liberal brushing of a decent olive oil. You don't have to break the bank, but something good, something that smells good, nice and fresh and light. Almost got it. Am I gonna make it? Boom. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees, which seems like it's up high, but I kind of do a quick toast on my stuff. I don't let it sit in there for 30 minutes. I like to move it along. So I got 425 going in. I'm gonna check these after about, let's go 6 minutes on the clock. We'll check them after that. All right, so now let's get the rest of our stuff ready here. So the tomatoes I'm using for this, got them right here. I did some little cherry tomatoes. You want to try some of the bacon I cooked?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you go ahead and grab a piece and come over here and try it on camera. Yeah, give it a bite. See what you think. Steven's going to film you and you can tell us how you like it on YouTube.
I'll take this whole piece.
Okay, hon. Here, why don't I get you a napkin and you can bring it in the plate.
I'll get some water. It's a bit spicy.
Here you go. He's going to come back for water in 10 seconds. Don't forget your water. Moving on. So the tomatoes I want to use here, I like using cherry tomatoes and small tomatoes for my bruschetta because I feel the flavor's more concentrated and I just love them. But I'll tell you what I do. Shut up! So what I do is I slice mine. Now most people will Lord have mercy. Most people will cut theirs in half this way, right? The long way. I don't do that. I'm a rebel. I like cutting mine. Zoom in on me here, Steven. I like cutting mine this way. I think then you don't get like a whole mouthful of seeds. It kind of disperses them a little more evenly. And I think they're prettier and I think they look better on bruschetta. That's just me. If you want to slice yours in half the long way and save yourself the time, do it. Now, for these larger ones, I just do nice long slices. And when it's summertime, it's not summertime here right now. We're in Green Bay. It's not summertime right now. So in the summertime, I make this constantly with the tomatoes that are in season from the farmer's market, the bright little yellow sun golds and the little dark green ones. I mean, it's such a beautiful way to serve tomatoes. But for right now, this is what looked good and I only pick up what looks good. So the red will have to do. So now, so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me do this. I already pre-cut most of them. 2 pints altogether, about 2 pints of tomatoes. And I strain mine, because look at that juicy juice right there. That to me waters down the flavor. So I let them sit in a colander for about 10 minutes just to get some of that out. You don't have to, you can skip that step if you want, but I like more of a concentrated flavor. Now, what can we add to this to make it super delicious? Let's start with some garlic. We got the roasted garlic going on in there, but right now I want 2 fat cloves of raw garlic going in here, which I feel the tomato and the olive oil we're gonna put in everything mellows it out. So you're not gonna be like, come on, get out of there. There we go. So you're not gonna have like a whole mouthful of super raw, aggressive garlic. You're just gonna have enough to make you happy. So I got 2 big cloves here. Give that a little smashy smash. This one seems like it has numerous cloves stuck to it. We're gonna find out. I'll let Steven decide. Steven, if this is 2 cloves, are you good with extra garlic or do you want me just to go with 2 or 3 okay?
The more the merrier.
More the merrier. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now I'm just gonna give these a nice little, Jyll, Rebecca.
This episode.
This,
Something else.
you know what? We're gonna pretend this is the first one we ever shot. Welcome to my new show, even though this is like we're down the road away. This is what happens when you have kids. People know. Anyone watching this who has kids understands why this is such a special episode, because they just get in the way and they interrupt, and it is what it is. Giving my garlic a little run through here. And then we don't want these big raw chunks of garlic, so now it's time to just give those a nice little chop chop. And Steven, I hope you keep most of the ridiculousness that's happening in this video and you don't edit it all out, because this is life, man. This is what life is. All right. Beautiful. Let's get those in. 2 large cloves, well, 2.5. I had 2 and a smaller one. Get that in there. Now, we need to get a little olive oil. Let's marinate these just a little bit. Like a tablespoon or 2 of a good olive oil. Got a nice little Italian olive oil going on here. And then a little balsamic, just a little. Some people, sorry, I'm making your camera go everywhere. I know, it's all part of the fun. A lot of people, when they make bruschetta, they will drizzle it with like a very concentrated balsamic glaze. That's lovely as well, but for me, get a good like tablespoon in there and let those flavors just come together. I'm also gonna grab a little olive oil. Or excuse me, a little salt and pepper. So I'm gonna give that a nice little stir, get that garlic all up in there. Look how beautiful that is. And now, good pinch of salt, nice and up high. I'm gonna go a little more. Good pinch of pep. Give that a stir, and just let that balsamic and garlic all come together. I'm not adding any basil just yet. I'll explain why in a moment. All right, so that's good. He's what? Can you get it or no? Okay, is he back in the playroom? I would like you to know that we just caught my son in the bathroom washing out his mouth. They pretend to like things so they can be on YouTube, and then they spit them out and wash off their tongues. I'm over this motherhood thing. Yeah. All right, it's starting to get, that's what I'm looking for. It's starting to get nice and light brown on the sides. That's all I want. Do not toast these so they're super brown. Just nice and light. We're just looking for nice little light toasts. That's all we're looking for. So we have our bruschetta. I'm not trying to be bougie when I say this. That's how it's pronounced. Bruschetta. Anything with that CH is a k in Italy. So bruschetta If you want to say bruschetta, say bruschetta. Don't come for me in the comments. That's just how I like to say it, but that is beautiful. That's gonna be ready to go. We're gonna taste it in a minute, see if it needs more salt and pepper, but otherwise we're happy with this, happy with this. We have 2 more ingredients here. One is basil. We're gonna save that for the last possible minute because basil, once you chop it, it will oxidize in a quarter of a second. Okay, so I use that last minute. But we're gonna incorporate something that I like to call my secret lover, burrata. Have you ever had burrata cheese? It is like the goopiest mozzarella. It's like Play-Doh-y mozzarella, and it is to die for. I'm using Belgioioso because I always use Belgioioso because it's a Green Bay company, even though it's national, so you can find it anywhere. They've got amazing cheeses, but they are a Green Bay company. We support local around here. So give it a quick little drain. I'm not going to drain all the liquid out because I might not use all of it. And here's what I do. You do it however you want. So you've got these really beautiful, oh, yes, honey. Look at this. Come in close here. You got this hard shell of mozzarella. You pop it open and it's goopy mozzarella. So good. So I'm going to take, Lord have mercy. You know we're filming, right? Okay. Okay. How about you just put the bacon down? I don't think it's your favorite thing. Okay.
After that, can I try some of the bread that's on there?
Sure. I'll let you know when we're done, but otherwise, can you please go in the playroom and shut the door?
Next time when you make bacon, a little less spicy.
It's called spicy bacon.
A teeny less spice.
You got it, dude.
Next time you make it.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna take these big old lobes of mozzarella here. Look at that. Oh, so good. And I could just eat that with a spoon, FYI. I'm gonna grab a spoon because I'm gonna smush it. Most people serve burrata kind of whole like this, but we're gonna use this as a garnish. So I'm giving this a nice little smash. And while I do this, I'm gonna add some flavor. Remember, it's fresh mozzarella, but it's still plain mozzarella. We season every part of our dish, right? So some salt, some pep. Good, give that a good smush. Now I just want this super goopy, Play-Doh-y mozzarella. It puts me in the best mood. And anyone who knows me will tell you I've been obsessed with burrata for years. And it's never gone away. It's 100% true. I eat it continuously. All right, so now I've got this beautiful smushed up fresh mozzarella. Finally, let's get our basil rolling here. I got these big leaves of basil. Now, when it comes to basil, you do not ever run it under water. It will oxidize, it will turn gray, it'll get smushed up. If you find your basil to be a little gritty, you can easily just hit it with a little bit of a dry paper towel. Just go ahead and get it off that way. But I don't want you ever getting it wet. All right, so I kind of take the bigger leaves. The little ones I'll use for garnish sometimes. But I'm gonna take these big leaves. And what you're gonna do here, it's so easy. We're gonna do a chiffonade. It's a very fancy little word. Get off. And you're going to pile them up. You're gonna go back to your college days and roll super tight. And then you're gonna grab your knife, just like we talked about in the knife skills video, which Steven will put a link for right here. Boom, knife skills. You're gonna go ahead and do the rocking motion, okay? And now you got this nice tight basil, just rock it forward. You get nice thin strips. This is called a chiffonade, and you're gonna do this right before you serve it, okay? Look at that, that's beautiful. So let me show you your dinner. You call it an appetizer. I call eating all of this a dinner. First, we are gonna go ahead, taste it, make sure we love it. Make sure it is seasoned appropriately. These fresh tomatoes, so pretty. I really stir it from the bottom, make sure all that balsamic's up there, and let's see what it needs. Okay. Ooh, got a little garlic in there. Boom. Needs a little more pepper. I'm gonna go fresh ground on this one. Beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in probably half of this. You can tell I don't really have a recipe for this. I just kind of throw it together, but it's so good. All right, get a little bit of that basil in there, nothing crazy. And you're gonna take this beautiful soaked bread with that big chunks of roasted garlic, which is gonna add that sweetness. And you're gonna go ahead. Now you can do it either way. You can do cheese on first or tomatoes on first. I usually go tomatoes. Dig from the bottom. Get that, see that balsamic on the bottom, the balsamic and the juices, get that on there. How beautiful this is. Am I blocking ya? And then you can go ahead and take this and you just do the dollop. You can make the tomato mixture a few hours ahead of time if you'd like. You can make the crostini up to a day or two ahead of time and throw it in a freezer bag so they're ready to go if you're entertaining or doing some meal prep. A little more basil on top. Come on. I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna do the burrata on the bottom. We're crazy around here. Oh, I'm so excited. A little bit of our tomatoes. It does help the tomatoes get smushed in there. Stephen, do not pay attention. Sure enough, look at this now.
This is unhinged.
Take it and go! Go! Bunch of heathens. Lord have mercy. Shut up, Stephen. So that is the 2 ways you can serve this. Like I said, this is dinner for me. This is a perfect Meatless Mondays meal for me. But use little crostini, use flatbread, use crackers, use whatever you want. This is perfectly flavorful, super fresh bruschetta. The addition of the creamy burrata is perfection. And then those big chunks of garlic in that bread. Tell me you're not excited about that. Stephen, are you excited about this one? I know, right? So please, if you liked this recipe, please make it. Please put it in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. And subscribe and tell your friends. Tell everybody. Tell everyone to join us here in Chef Jill's kitchen. Chef Jill's Chop? What's the name of this thing?
Chef Jill's Chop.
Chef Jill's Chop.
This
is an episode that's just going to be super fun to watch for everybody, except for me. It's painful and super painful for Stephen to edit. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you next time here in my kitchen on Chef Jill's Chop. Bye.